Welcome to Slapshot Podcast, episode number 94. I'm your host, Christopher Morais. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Welcome to a beautiful Monday. I know I said Friday, but it's Monday. Appreciate you having you here. Settle in, grab your snack or your beverage of choice. I got my beverage of choice here. I'll crack it open in a minute, but just come right on in. I appreciate having you all checking out the podcast. If you are new here, you found yourself here by accident, thank you. Welcome to the fun. If you're watching this over on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, hit the sub button, ring the bell. Thank you. Maybe you are listening to this because you don't want to see my face. I get you. I understand why. Make sure you go ahead, like, subscribe on whatever audio platform you enjoy. If you're like, Chris, where can I find this in an audio form? You head over to the link tree, okay, over on x.com/slapshotpodcast. Hit the link and you can find everywhere the podcast is available. You can follow the podcast as well. You can follow me as well on X, at FuzzyChris91. There's lots of great places for you to find the podcast. Excited to be here with you today. Jam-packed show as always. There's not much news going on, so we're not going to do that specifically. We're going to change up the format a little bit here. We're going to debut a new segment, at least for this week. Ideally, I wanted to do this podcast on Friday. I had said that because I had more time. It didn't happen, as I said earlier, but we could move. You'll see the segment, and then you'll understand why it would have to change. Or maybe I'll just add one more. I haven't decided yet. You can give me your opinions once you figure that out. But let me crack open. This is my beverage of choice here. Just listen. It's not beer. Sorry. If I just realized if you're listening to this, you're like, what is it, Chris? It's not. It's a fruit punch Rockstar. That is my beverage of choice. Let's give it a gander. Delicious. Okay. So let's get into it. Like I said, there's not much news going on. I mean, maybe a little bit of the news. The Montreal Canadiens sit atop the Atlantic Division, as we all predicted. The New York Rangers sit at the bottom of the Metropolitan Division. That's cool. And the Utah Mammoth lead the Central Division. Just as we all drew it up, of course. Exactly that way, right? That's exactly it. Listen, I will say this about the Utah Mammoth, though. The Arizona Coyotes crawled so the Utah Mammoth could run. Man, this team is fun to watch. And they're good. They've rattled off what, like 7 in a row or something? Good for them. I guess this must really be like a knife to the heart for Arizona Coyote fans, but it's good time to be a Utah Mammoth fan. So let's switch over here. You're going to understand this is a brand new segment. Mom's going to hate it, but I love it. We're going to call this Total Tuesday. Okay. If you're like, Chris, what is Total Tuesday? As you know, I'm a big fan of sports betting, specifically hockey. Mom doesn't like it, so we call it short-term financial planning, right? So that's what we're going to go with. But I'm going to give out a total for Tuesday. And a total is very, very simple. Maybe you're unfamiliar with how totals work. You basically pick, sportsbooks give you a total, right? Usually 5, 6 goals, something like that. And then you just have to pick if it's going to be more or less, right? Seems quite simple, right? The book, let's say, gives you a total of 6. You have to predict if it's going to be more or less than 6, right? Sometimes it's 5.5. You say, Chris, how can 5.5 goals be scored? You're exactly correct. A half goal can't be. It just means that there can't be a tie, right? So let's say the total is 6. The game finishes with exactly 6. No harm, no foul. It's called a push. Everybody gets their money back. All right? That's it. Now you're all caught up on how totals work. So a little bit of a betting segment here. As always, please play responsibly. Okay? Only wager what you can afford. If you have a problem, please go to 1-800-GAMBLER. All right? Don't be dumb. Don't be... What can I think of? Don't be the New York Rangers offensively at home. Okay? Dumb. So let me give you the total for Tuesday. You might have to stay up late for this one. I apologize in advance. All right. But this week's debut total Tuesday is the San Jose Sharks and the Los Angeles Kings over 6 goals. Now, I'll probably give this out on Tuesday no matter what. If I do move the pod to Friday, I'll still give you a total Tuesday, and we'll just call Saturday something else. I don't know. I'll find a catchy name. I'll ask ChatGPT to find something comedic. But yes, total Tuesday here. We're going to go San Jose Sharks and the Los Angeles Kings. If you have been living under a bus, the San Jose Sharks cannot defend. But boy, can they fill the net. All right? They are fun to watch. Macklin Celebrini, as of the time of this taping, has 15 points. Homie had 5 against the Rangers. And then he had a boatload against Minnesota as well. Minnesota Wild are just, that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But the San Jose Sharks cannot defend. Their team goals against average is above 4. So it's not ideal. But again, San Jose has proven they can score goals. They've also proven they can do it on the road. Now, the Los Angeles Kings, you would think, are a better team. Yes, Anze Kopitar's back in the lineup. Yes, this game, I believe it's in LA. But if you've been watching or paying attention in any way, shape, or form to the Los Angeles Kings using Cody Ceci and Brandon Dumoulin on the blue line, then you understand that pairing gets eaten alive. They're not very good. Now, the Kings are a big boy team. They can obviously score goals. It doesn't take a rocket science degree to figure this out, okay? There's a good chance if you fire enough pucks at Alex Nedeljkovic and or Yaroslav Askarov, they're going to end up in the back of the net. And mostly it's because the Sharks they're not good at defending. Their blue line is horrendous. They're dealing with some injuries. That doesn't help, but their blue line is not good. So they're going to give up goals. A lot of them. And that means game script's going to work in their favor. You're going to see a lot of Will Smith. You're going to see a lot of Celebrini, a lot of Misa as well. You're going to see a lot of guys who can contribute. Okay, Ryan Reeves is scoring goals all of a sudden. He's turned into a goal scorer. Just in case you're keeping tabs, Ryan Reeves has more goals this season than Connor McDavid does. If you had that on the bingo card, congratulations. 2 different players, obviously, but I think Connor will have more goals than Ryan Reeves by the end of the year. I think that's a safe bet. Anyways, we're going to go with over 6 here. You could find this odd is available as of now. Okay, it's minus 115. Real simple. If you bet $10, I think you win $8.50. That's what it means. Right? Basically, sportsbooks, they would give the edge to there being more goals than less. That's what they've determined. Minus 115. So we're going to go with that here on the debut of Total Tuesday. I will track it, but it'll be on the X. That's where I'm going to give out the play and then just put it in a thread so you can go back, which means if you don't have Twitter /X, I mean, really good time to sign up for it. Really good time. Now, or maybe every week I'll announce it. And you can keep track on how good or how poor I'm doing. But again, regardless, this is about having fun. It's about making that little bit of lunch money, right? You can go out, buy yourself a lunch. We'll see how much it is, though, right? Again, don't go crazy. Please play responsibly. Maybe you can splurge, right? Upgrade the side. Get a Big Mac with the poutine and the large beverage instead of having to go with the small fry and the small 7-Up. But we're going to go with the over here, 6. I hope it hits, man. I hope it hits. If you're tailing it, great. If you're like, I don't trust you, Chris, I am not going down this path with you. Listen, I understand. You don't have to. I fully get it. So that's where we're going there. Let's move over now to, let me just change this here. Let's move over to the main topic of the show here. Okay, like I said, it's not much news. I was thinking about Puck Doku. This one I knew was going to take up forever, and I didn't want to keep you guys here for 6 hours because it would probably take me that long to solve Puck Doku. But we're going to talk about goalies. Two goalies in particular. They're actually on the same team. Yes, and listen, if you're in the Montreal area, you've heard a little bit about them, probably for two different reasons. And the controversy I wouldn't say it's a controversy, but, we got to talk about something in Montreal. Habs are absolute wagon, but we got to talk about something. Something to stir the pot, right? So we are going to talk about here these two gentlemen. We're going to talk about Samuel Montembeault and Jakub Dobes. It's been a rough go for Samuel Montembeault, right? He is struggling, would put it lightly. And it's been well documented. Not the greatest start to the year. Some of it is on him, but also some of it is just like, it's not. Like his game against Edmonton, what an absolute just clusterfuck. I don't have another word for that. My apologies. The officiating was terrible. Montembeault, pucks off of sticks, deflections, goals that are scored when you're down a man. Like, there's not much a goalie can do. It's like sometimes it's not your fault, but there are other games where he is a problem. There is. And the same thing can't be said for Jakub Dobes. He is stopping everything in front of him. It does not matter who he plays, whether it's home, road, tail end of a doubleheader. It doesn't matter. He shows up. So we're going to dive in a little bit here to the numbers so you understand. And then I'm going to help you out a little bit here. Because some people are saying, well, that's it. You got to give Dobes the net. And you're like, listen. I know this is a city that likes to overreact, okay? I know. But let's pump the brakes a little bit here, okay? Let's start first with our boy, Sam. All right? These are just some of the base numbers here. And I want you to pay attention. If you're listening to this, I'll explain it. But so Samuel Montembeault's record is 2-3-0. It's not terrible, but it's obviously not great. Here's the concerning parts. He's got a 3.82 goals against average. Not good. His save percentage, 842. Okay, so he is stopping 84% of the shots that he sees. Not good. That's not good. 900, right? If you're stopping 90% of your shots, that's borderline NHL. Okay, you probably want to be in the 915 in the modern NHL, the 915 to 920 range. Right? If you're stopping 91, 92% of your shots, you're doing a pretty good job. That I would say that's elite. Your goals against average below 2.5, 920 save percentage, things are going well. Regardless of what the record is, because the record's a team stat, kind of, a little bit. Right? Here's the one I want to draw you to the most. And some of you have no idea what this stat is. Okay? Which is XGSA, which stands for goals saved above expected. Now you're saying, Chris, what is this advanced stat? I'm a dinosaur. I don't know. Let me help you, okay? Because goals against average and save percentage are a little bit, those are also team stats, a little bit. Goals saved above expected, there are lots of sites that will help you. Well, they calculate it for you, okay? So, courtesy of Money Puck here, they track all this data, all these. Anyways, it's if to sum it up simply for those of you, for the boomers out there, it is, do you contribute to your team in a positive way or a negative way? So goals saved above expected. They have a baseline. Do you stop more pucks than you should, or do you allow more than you should? Right? If you give up 10 goals, but you should only give up 8, that's a positive goal saved above expected. That's a good thing. It means you're doing good. If you're giving up 12, but you're only supposed to give up 10, that is a negative goal saved above expected. You're not helping your team. So in this case, Samuel Montembeault, not only is he not helping his team, he has a minus 6.3 goals saved above expected. That is the worst in the NHL among qualified goalies. 5 stars. It's just not good, okay? Now, Dustin Wolf had this stat, right? He was the worst goal saved above expected. He is also employed by the Calgary Flames, who are just a terrible team. So it's interesting to see where the Montreal Canadiens are because, like, despite Samuel Montembeault's numbers, he does not, at this exact moment, he does not make the Montreal Canadiens a better team. He actively hurts them. When he is in goal, you're going to have to come out and score a lot of them because he cannot do the job. That's basically what we're saying here. Goal saved above expected is a stat focused specifically on goalies. Do they help you win hockey games? It's not working for Sam right now. It's not. It's not working at all. And listen, it's tough to swallow, right? I don't know if Montembeault's feeling the pressure of Dobes or if it's just, he does look a little bit defeated sometimes. If you watch his body language after all those goals in Edmonton, you could see like he wants to, and just some of those bad bounces are not going his way. They're ending up in the back of the net. And that is tough sometimes. Hockey is a game of skill, but it's also a game of luck. It goes off a skate, gets deflected, and there's only so much you can do. But right now, he's getting throttled. And it's evident that he's not doing a good job. Now, let's flip over to his counterpart here, Jakub Dobes, the Mattress King. Jakub Dobes now is 5-0-0 in 5 starts. He is the first, I believe, the first rookie goalie. He is still a rookie, by the way, because he has not played 25 games. So he's the first rookie goalie to start back-to-back years 5-0-0. Remember when he came up around Christmas and he went on that absolute tear? Exactly. Here's where it gets absolutely redonkulous, okay? He's got a 1.77 goals against average, a 940 save percentage. He's stopping 94% of the shots that he faces. And his goals saved above expected is 9. 9. That is, listen, I know for some of you are like, okay, what does that mean? And for those of you who know, you're like, that is ridiculous. 9 is elite. That is good. He has stopped 9 more goals from going into his net than what the numbers say he should. That's the second best in the NHL. Do you know who's first? By the way, you're never going to guess it. I know you won't. It's Spencer Knight of the Chicago Blackhawks. You didn't have that on the bingo card, did you? The Chicago Blackhawks are a bad team, and it's not because of Spencer Knight, because they would be worse. So it's been a good start for Dobes. And you can see that he is playing with a lot of confidence. He looks like it. And credit to him as well, because I heard, I don't know, somewhere on Twitter, but he is, from a technical standpoint, now I'm no goalie, okay? So forgive me, goalies. But it just looks like he is not scrambling in his crease as much, right? His style is a little bit unorthodox, I would say. It's not all unicorns and butterflies. It's not pretty. It's not technically sound. But I feel like he has worked on that a lot. He's much more controlled. He's bigger to the net, and he's not getting lost in his movements. And I think that has helped him a lot. So the work that he's done to improve his game is there. And the numbers back it up. Now, is some of this luck? Probably. He's going to balance out. As of today, he's played 21 career NHL games. He's 24, by the way. He is still a child. A child, I tell you. But the run has been good. So now you're saying, well, Chris, the numbers here are obvious. You got to start Dobes. And to a certain extent, you're right. He has forced Marty St. Louis' hand and says, hey, man, if you want to win games, I'm the best way to do it. But I will also say this. You don't just take Sam Montembeault and sit him there and say, hey, we can't play you. He's not Caden Primo. Okay? Let's figure it out. The Montreal Canadiens got to where they got to last year because Samuel Montembeault was there. Let's not forget that. I know in this city you could go from a hero to a zero in a split second, but let's not forget where the Montreal Canadiens would have been without Samuel Montembeault. Okay, he played a lot of hockey last year. I know this. He played 62 games, Montembeault. 62. That is a lot for a goalie. He had never played over 42 games prior to that. The most he had played in his career was 41 the year prior to that. The Montreal Canadiens weren't very good that year. I think it's safe to say that Dobes has earned the opportunity to play more games. And that is not a bad thing. I was a big proponent of Montembeault not playing over 60 games because I just think it's too much for a goalie. It's too much. It's too grinding. You want goalies to be fresh when it comes time to playoffs. And I know what you're saying, Chris. Marty Brodeur once played 72 games in a year. And I'm like, great. Hockey has evolved since, by the way. Pitchers used to throw, 20 complete games a year. Now you're lucky if you get 2. The game has changed. And your backup goalie is going to play more games. And they're not just there to play the back-to-back sometimes or, give the starter a rest. They have to be contributing members of the team. And I think we've gotten to the point where maybe it's not a traditional 50-50 split yet, but Dobes is going to get some matchups that favor him. And he's going to get some starts that are at home. Right? But it is super important here, and I'm going to drill this home for some of you because I know you don't want to hear this. You just want to toss away, right? Kind of like in the movie Toy Story, where the kid gets Buzz Lightyear and he just throws Woody away. Like, we can't do that here. Woody and Buzz can survive in the same universe the same way Jakub Dobes and Samuel Montembeault can. Because at the end of the day, listen, the Montreal Canadiens need both these goalies if they want to make a legitimate run. And listen, competition on a team is a good thing if it makes you better. Seize the moment. That's what it is. This is also a professional setting with 2 highly competitive players. They want to play. But at one point, it's what have you done for me lately? And if Sam needs more time, to sit, work on his craft, it is a luxury to be able to have a goalie like Dobes step in and do his part. The same way he did last year when he started to go on that roll. But he faded a little bit, Dobes. Don't forget, he is a child. He could win Rookie of the Year. Everybody's talking about Ivan Demidov and Schaefer out in New York. And Dobes could win it because he's eligible for it. Now, I'm not saying he will. I don't think he'll play enough games. But you cannot throw Sam Montembeault to the Wolves here. You have to help him. And maybe this means he's going to have to start games against, the lesser opponents. Start against teams that don't score very much. Help him. Get him good matchups. Maybe you got to play better defensively when he's out there. You just got to pay attention. Right? Because he knows what he's got to do. Like, this isn't his first. He's played 211 career NHL games, okay? Now, Sam Montembeault, for his career, by the way, has a 3.22 goals against average and 898 save percentage. I know what we want to make him into. I don't know if he's a starter. Like a clear-cut starter like he was last year on an NHL team. I don't know. He's not being paid like one. I think he can develop into one. He's only 28, by the way. Dobes is 24, so there's not a massive gap. But it takes longer for goalies to develop. We've seen this numerous times. I know some of you just want to give Dobes the net and say run with it. That's not how this works. Because last thing you want is for this kid to fade. Okay? Because again, Dobes has played 21 career NHL games. It's not the same. As the season goes, it's going to get tougher. So you have to make sure both these guys are ready to go. And injuries may happen and rest from the schedule. All that is part of being an athlete. But you cannot throw Sam Montembeault away. You can't. You got to help him. That's it. You got to, and if that means it's going to be a split. There's 4 games a week, 2 and 2. There's 3 games in a week. Pick, Dobes gets 2, he gets 1. I think Montreal only plays 2 games this week. I think each one of them plays 1. It's not, listen, I know some of you don't want to hear it, but you got to work with Sam for a little bit. It's too early in the year to toss him. The Montreal Canadiens have played 10 games. You're telling me you're going to take him and throw him to the Wolves? He's played 5 and say, no, we've seen enough. Let him sit here forever. No. He's got to play. He's got to play. You got to shelter him, and you got to give him a chance to work on his craft. You have no choice. Because you're going to need him at some point. It may not be now, but you're going to need him. There's no 2 ways around that. Even if he's not your goalie of the future, that's fine. But so far for the Montreal Canadiens, this has been a very promising start. And if you want to build on the success that you had last year, you're going to need Montembeault to be part of that. He is going to help you at some point. So Marty St. Louis got to stick with him a little bit longer. And listen, if we go into November and even into December and it's just not cooking, then we cross that bridge when we get there. And we say, look, man, maybe you only start once a week at best. We let Dobes go until he can't no more, right? Maybe that's a different conversation to have at a different time. But right now, as of today, heading into November, you cannot give up on Samuel Montembeault and expect good things to happen. You're going to burn Dobes to the ground, and that's not what you want. Whether you believe Dobes is the future of this team or whether it's Jacob Fowler who still has to play in the AHL, because again, these are goalies. They need to develop. Give them an opportunity. All right? We don't have to rush everybody in. If Dobes can handle it, let him. If he can't, then we know. But for right now, all I'm saying is that you cannot give up on Samuel Montembeault. It's too early. It's too early in the process. It's not going to work for you. But he's going to play less games, and I think that's going to benefit him. I think that's going to help his body. I think it's going to help his mental. And I think for Dobes, he's going to get a real chance here now to say, hey, can I be that guy on a team? He wants to show management that, this is my net now. I'm that guy. He's not going to stay undefeated all year. He's going to have games where it doesn't go well, okay? It's the law of averages here. He can't maintain a 940 save percentage. He can't. It doesn't exist. But I'm rooting for him, but I'm also rooting for Sam. You're going to need both. Teams can survive with a 1A, 1B. Just ask the Boston Bruins back when Swayman and Ullmark were there. They made it work. Great tandem. It worked. They had to choose somebody at some point, but that's a good thing to have. That's the thing. You want to be like, man, this choice is tough because it means both your goalies are playing well, and that doesn't hurt anybody. So don't give up on Sam just yet. If you cross him in the street, man, hey, man, I believe in you. You got this. You got to be positive, man. We can't turn him to the Wolves right now. All right? I know some of you want to. I read the comments, and I'm like, damn, that's it? We're tossing him out? I hear stupid people go, yeah, put him on waivers. Yeah, that'll solve his problems. Send him down. He's not going to get claimed. And then what? You got Dobes and Kakkonen? Come on, man. Stop. Or no, they're like, no, bring up Fowler. You're right. Why not? Let the kid get through one AHL season. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Believe in your goalies, all right? That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. We got the, Tuesday total is good. If you missed that, again, go back to the beginning. Watch it. Please play responsibly. I'm sorry, Mom. And yeah, that's the end of the podcast. As always, listen, I appreciate all of you hanging out here with me. All right. I love it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to continue to do what I love to do every once in a while. If you have not already, if you're watching this over on YouTube, hey, hit the sub button, ring the bell. Please, I appreciate it. Leave a comment. Tell me which one you're picking. Tell me. I'll listen. I'll read your comment. Even if it's a bad one, I'll read it. All right? Make sure you go ahead over on X. You follow me on X at FuzzyChris91. The podcast as well at Slapshot Podcast. In the description, hit the link tree. You can find the podcast in its audio form wherever you enjoy it. I appreciate all of you hanging out with me. I love you. We'll talk to each other again soon. All right? Hey, go Blue Jays. All right?